In a galaxy filled with chaos, the stars twinkled with a strange beauty, but the worlds below were not at peace. A powerful alien empire called the Zarkons was invading planet after planet, leaving destruction in their wake. Many races lived in fear as their cities crumbled and their people were taken captive. The leaders of the galaxy met in a grand hall, desperate for a solution. "Time is running out," one leader said, his voice trembling with worry. "The Zarkons are too strong. We cannot fight them alone." A long silence fell over the room. Then, an elder leader spoke up. "What if we revived the humans? They were fierce warriors in their time. They fought valiantly against any foe." The room buzzed with surprise. Humans? The once great race had been in cryo sleep for centuries, forgotten by many. Yet, legends told of their bravery and unmatched fighting skills. The leaders began to murmur among themselves, some excited, others doubtful. "We can't rely on old legends," one alien argued. "What if they do not want to fight for us?" But the elder leader shook his head. "We have no choice. We must try." After much debate, the council decided to proceed with the revival. They activated the cryo chambers hidden deep within a secure facility. Lights flickered, and the machines hummed to life. The first human, a soldier named Alex, was brought back from his deep sleep. As the freezing cold melted away, Alex's eyes opened slowly. Blinking against the bright lights, he felt disoriented. He remembered the last moments before his cryo sleep, battles, comrades falling, and a great war that seemed endless. He sat up, heart racing, taking in the unfamiliar surroundings. "Welcome back, soldier," a voice echoed in the room. It was a tall alien with green skin and sharp features. "I am Zira, an officer of the Galactic Alliance." Alex rubbed his eyes and tried to focus. "What happened? Where am I?" Zira explained the situation. She told him about the Zarkon invasion and the Council's desperate decision to revive the humans. Alex listened, his heart heavy with the weight of the news. The galaxy he had known was in ruins, and the fight was not over. "Are there others?" he asked, his voice steady despite the chaos around him. Zira nodded. "We have revived a few, but you are the first. We need your leadership to unite the rest." Determined, Alex agreed to help. He stood tall, feeling a spark of purpose reignite within him. "Let's gather the others." As they moved through the facility, Alex met the other awakened humans. Each one had their own story, their own battles fought and lost. They were a diverse group. Some were soldiers, others scientists, and even a medic. Together, they shared tales of their past, and Alex felt a strong bond form between them. Once the group was assembled, Zira led them to a large room filled with advanced technology. "This is our command center," she said. "Here you will learn about the Zarkon's tactics and strategies. We need your expertise to fight back." Alex felt a rush of excitement. They were no longer just stories, they were a team ready to rise again. As they studied maps and enemy plans, he could see the fear and determination in their eyes. They all understood the gravity of the situation. Days passed as they trained together, learning to fight in this new world. Zira often sparred with Alex, pushing him to recall his old skills. They laughed and shared stories, bridging the gap between their different races. Slowly, the humans began to regain their confidence. But not everyone was welcoming. Some alien leaders questioned the humans' abilities. They worried that the humans might not be loyal. Tensions rose, but Alex remained calm, determined to prove their worth. One night, Alex gathered the humans. "We are not just soldiers. We are a family now. We will show them what we can do." His words ignited a fire in their hearts. They were ready to fight, ready to take back their galaxy. The humans felt alive again, filled with purpose. They were no longer just echoes of the past. They were warriors once more. As they prepared for the battles ahead, Alex knew this was just the beginning. The revival was not only about fighting the Zarkons, it was about uniting all the races of the galaxy. Together they would stand strong against any threat, and they would not back down. The awakening of the humans had marked a new chapter in the galaxy's fight for freedom, and Alex was ready to lead them into the storm. The days following the revival were filled with training and preparation. Alex, now a leader among the awakened humans, felt a sense of responsibility growing within him. He watched as the alien forces and humans began to work together, learning from each other, sharing skills, and building trust. In the command center, Zira gathered the humans and aliens for an important meeting. The room was buzzing with energy, filled with maps, charts, and holograms displaying enemy positions. Everyone was eager to discuss the next steps in their fight against the Zarkons. "Today, we will develop a strategy to counter the Zarkon threat," Zira announced, her voice firm yet encouraging. "We need to learn from the past and use the humans' experience to outsmart our enemies." Alex stepped forward. "I have studied the Zarkons' tactics. They rely on overwhelming force and brute strength, but they have weaknesses we can exploit." The humans nodded in agreement, eager to hear more. "What do you suggest?" Zira asked, her green eyes focused intently on Alex. "We should use guerrilla tactics," Alex explained. "We can strike quickly and retreat before they can respond. We need to disrupt their supply lines and target their weak points. We should not fight them head-on unless necessary." The aliens murmured among themselves, considering the plan. Some looked uncertain, but others began to nod. They were not used to such tactics, but the humans had faced overwhelming odds before. They understood that sometimes the best way to win was to be smart, not just strong. "Let's divide into teams," Alex continued. "We can send small groups to gather intelligence and sabotage enemy supplies. While we do that, we can also train the rest of our forces to be ready for a larger battle if needed." Zira smiled, clearly impressed. "This is a bold plan. I believe it can work." With newfound determination, the groups quickly formed. Each human paired with an alien, combining their strengths. Some humans had experience in stealth and reconnaissance, while the aliens brought advanced technology and knowledge of their home terrain. As the teams trained together, the bond between them grew stronger. They laughed and shared stories, creating a family-like atmosphere. Zira and Alex often found themselves working closely, developing strategies and encouraging their troops. One day, Alex led a small team on a reconnaissance mission. They stealthily approached a Zarkon supply depot hidden in the mountains. The team moved quietly, using the skills they had practiced. They observed the enemy guards and noted their patterns. "We'll wait for the right moment," Alex whispered, pointing to the guards. "We'll take them out one by one, then plant explosives on their supplies." The team nodded, adrenaline pumping. They crept closer, hearts pounding. When the moment came, they acted swiftly. Alex signaled, and the humans and aliens struck together, taking out the guards without raising an alarm. They planted the explosives, knowing they needed to act fast. As they made their way back, Alex felt a surge of pride. They had succeeded, and the bond between the humans and aliens had grown even stronger. The mission proved that they could work as a unit, and that unity would be their greatest strength. Meanwhile, back at the command center, Zira shared the good news with the other leaders. "The humans have already begun disrupting the Zarkon's supply lines. Our strategy is working." The room erupted with cheers, but Zira held up her hand for silence. "We must remain cautious. This is just the beginning. The Zarkons will retaliate, and we need to be prepared." Alex nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. "We must keep our plans flexible. If the Zarkons find out what we're doing, they will adapt too." With Alex's leadership, the alliance continued to grow stronger. The humans trained the aliens in combat and strategy, while the aliens taught the humans about their technology. Each day brought new challenges, but also new victories. As the weeks passed, the team conducted more successful missions, disrupting the Zarkon supply lines and gathering valuable intelligence. They began to feel a sense of hope, believing that they could indeed turn the tide of the war. One evening, Alex and Zira sat together reviewing their plans. "I never imagined we would come this far," Zira admitted, her voice filled with warmth. Alex smiled back. "Neither did I, but we are proving that together we can overcome any challenge." With that, they shared a moment of understanding, knowing that their fight was not just for survival, but for a brighter future for all races in the galaxy. The alliance was growing, and with each passing day, they were becoming a force to be reckoned with. They were no longer just humans and aliens. They were a united front, ready to face the Zarkon threat head-on. Together, they would write a new chapter in the history of their galaxy, one filled with courage, hope, and the promise of peace. The time for action had finally come. After weeks of preparation, training, and planning, the alliance of humans and aliens was ready for their first major strike against the Zarkons. Excitement and tension filled the air as everyone gathered in the command center, ready to hear the details of their mission. Zira stood before the assembled troops, her voice strong and confident. "Today, we will take the fight to the Zarkons. Our target is a key supply depot that fuels their war machines. If we can destroy it, we can weaken their forces significantly. The room erupted in cheers, but Zira quickly raised her hand for silence. We will not just charge in. We need to be smart. Alex has a plan, she said, gesturing to him. Alex stepped forward, feeling the weight of their expectations. We will divide into 2 teams, he explained. Team A will create a distraction while Team B sneaks in to plant explosives on the supply crates. We must work together and stay focused. The plan was set, and everyone quickly took their positions. Alex felt a mix of excitement and nerves. He was about to lead this group into battle, and the outcome could change everything. The team members checked their equipment, making sure they were ready for anything. As dusk fell, they moved out, cloaked in darkness. Team A, led by Zira, would draw the attention of the Zarkon guards. They would create chaos at the front gates, allowing Team B to slip in unnoticed. Alex led Team B through a narrow path, keeping to the shadows. The sounds of distant explosions and shouts echoed behind them, signaling that Team A was already putting their plan into action. Alex felt a surge of pride as he thought of Zira leading their allies bravely. Remember, our goal is to be quick and silent, he reminded his team as they approached the supply depot. We have to get in, plant the explosives, and get out before they know we're here. As they crept closer, Alex noticed the guards were distracted by the commotion at the front. This was their chance. They moved quickly, slipping through a side entrance and into the heart of the depot. Inside, they found rows of crates stacked high, each one filled with supplies for the Zarkon army. The team spread out, each member knowing their role. Some began setting explosives, while others kept watch for any approaching guards. Alex's heart raced as he planted explosives on the first crate. He felt a sense of urgency. They needed to finish this quickly. Hurry up, he whispered to his team. We don't have much time. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from outside, and the ground shook. Team A was doing their job well. The guards were distracted, but that wouldn't last long. Just then, one of the aliens on his team spotted a Zarkon guard approaching. Alex, we've got company. Thinking quickly, Alex motioned for everyone to hide behind the crates. They pressed themselves against the cold metal, holding their breath as the guard entered the room, looking around with suspicion. Alex's heart pounded in his chest as he prepared to act. The guard stepped closer, and Alex knew he had to make a choice. He couldn't let them be discovered. Just as the guard turned to leave, Alex sprang into action. He tackled the guard from behind, taking him by surprise. The guard struggled, but Alex's training kicked in, and he quickly subdued him. The rest of the team watched in awe, their eyes wide. Nice work, one of them whispered, but Alex shook his head. We need to stay quiet. Let's finish this. With the guard taken care of, they quickly resumed their work. Soon, the explosives were set on all the crates. Alex glanced at his watch. They were running out of time. Let's go, he urged, leading the team toward the exit. Just as they reached the door, they heard shouts from outside. The distraction was fading, and the guards were beginning to realize they were under attack. Move, move, move! Alex shouted, pushing everyone forward. They raced through the depot, the sound of footsteps behind them growing louder. Finally, they burst out of the side entrance into the night air. The chaos of Team A's attack was in full swing, and the Zarkon guards were confused and scattered. Alex felt a rush of adrenaline as they sprinted away from the depot. Did we do it? One of the aliens asked, panting. Alex turned to look back, a grin spreading across his face. Yes, we did it! With a loud explosion, the supply depot erupted behind them, fire and debris lighting up the night sky. The shockwave knocked them off their feet, but they quickly regained their balance, laughing and cheering in disbelief. They had struck a blow against the Zarkon forces, and for the first time, hope ignited in their hearts. As they regrouped with Team A, Alex realized this victory was just the beginning. They were united, stronger together, and ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The night of the explosion marked a significant victory for the alliance of humans and aliens. As the flames flickered against the dark sky, Alex and his team celebrated their success. They had struck a blow against the Zarkon forces, and morale soared among the troops. Back at their command center, the atmosphere was electric. Everyone buzzed with excitement, sharing stories of their first strike. Zira stood in front of the gathered troops, her voice rising above the chatter. We have shown that we can fight back. This is just the beginning. The Zarkons will feel the weight of our strength. The cheers erupted once again, but Alex knew that they needed to stay focused. We can't let this victory go to our heads, he reminded everyone. The Zarkons will retaliate. We must prepare for their response. Zira nodded, appreciating his seriousness. Alex is right. We need to use this momentum to plan our next move. Let's gather intelligence on their troop movements and see where we can strike next. Over the next few days, the Alliance worked tirelessly. They gathered intel, mapped enemy positions, and planned their next moves. As they worked together, the bond between humans and aliens deepened. They shared meals, stories, and laughter, building trust and camaraderie. But the Zarkons were not idle. Soon word came of a massive counteroffensive. They were gathering their forces for a retaliatory strike against the Alliance. This news sent ripples of fear through the command center. "They're coming for us," Zira said grimly as they reviewed the reports. "We need to fortify our defenses and prepare for battle." Alex felt a knot tighten in his stomach. The Zarkons were fierce warriors, and their retaliation could be devastating. "We need to anticipate their movements. Let's set up scouting missions to monitor their forces," he suggested. The team sprang into action, sending out scouts to gather information on the Zarkons' movements. Each passing day brought new reports, and soon they learned of a massive Zarkon force heading toward their command center. "They're coming fast," an alien scout reported, breathing heavily. "We need to prepare. They want to crush us before we can strike again." With time running out, Alex knew they needed a solid plan. "We should not just wait for them to attack. Let's take the fight to them once more," he proposed. Zira looked skeptical. "But they will outnumber us. We can't risk losing everything we've built. Maybe we can use their own tactics against them," Alex said, his mind racing. "If we set up traps and ambush points, we can take down their forces one by one. We need to turn their numbers into a disadvantage." After some discussion, the Alliance agreed to Alex's plan. They worked quickly, fortifying their base and setting traps in the surrounding area. Zira led the troops in creating barriers and cover, while Alex prepared the ambush points. As night fell, the Alliance waited in silence. The tension was thick in the air, and Alex's heart raced. They were outnumbered, but they had the element of surprise. Hours passed, and the sound of Zarkon war machines approached. Alex felt a mix of fear and determination. This was their chance to show the Zarkons that they would not be easily defeated. The first Zarkon scouts entered the trap zone, and Alex signaled to his team. The Alliance sprang into action, launching their ambush. Explosions rocked the area as the traps triggered, catching the Zarkons off guard. The Alliance fought fiercely, using their knowledge of the terrain to their advantage. They moved swiftly, targeting the Zarkons' weak points and working together as one unit. The Zarkons, taken by surprise, struggled to regroup. In the chaos of battle, Alex fought alongside Zira. They moved through the enemy lines, coordinating their attacks. "This is it! We can push them back!" Zira shouted, her eyes blazing with determination. With every successful strike, the Alliance gained confidence. They fought bravely, and the tide began to turn. The Zarkons, once the aggressors, now found themselves on the defensive. Just when it seemed victory was within their grasp, a massive Zarkon warship appeared overhead. The sight of it sent a chill through Alex's bones. It was larger and more intimidating than anything they had faced before. "We need to take that ship down!" Alex yelled, but he knew it wouldn't be easy. The warship unleashed a barrage of fire, scattering the Alliance troops. Zira quickly formulated a plan. "If we can distract it while Alex and a team go in, we might be able to disable its weapons." Without hesitation, Alex gathered a small group of brave fighters. They charged toward the warship, weaving through enemy fire. As they reached the base of the massive ship, Alex felt adrenaline surging through him. They climbed aboard, ready to fight against the odds. Inside, they faced fierce resistance, but Alex's determination fueled them. They fought through corridors, determined to reach the ship's control room. As they approached their goal, they could hear the battle raging outside. With each step, they fought harder, knowing that the fate of the Alliance rested in their hands. In that moment, Alex understood the true meaning of their fight. It was not just about winning a battle. It was about hope, unity, and the belief that together they could overcome anything. This battle would change everything, and they would stand strong against the Zarkons, no matter the cost. The sound of explosions echoed in the control room of the Zarkon warship as Alex and his team fought fiercely against the enemy guards. They had pushed through the ship, determined to disable its weapons and turn the tide of battle. Sweat dripped down Alex's face as he led his team deeper into the heart of the warship, adrenaline coursing through his veins. "Keep moving!" he shouted, firing his weapon at a group of Zarkon soldiers blocking their path. The blasts lit up the dark corridors, illuminating their desperate fight. Each moment counted, and they couldn't afford to lose any more time. As they pressed forward, Alex could feel the ship shake with the force of the battle outside. He knew their allies were depending on them. If they could take down the warship's weapons, they might just give the Alliance the chance they needed to win. "Watch out!" one of his teammates yelled as a Zarkon soldier emerged from a side corridor, aiming a weapon directly at them. Alex instinctively dove to the side, narrowly avoiding the blast. He quickly rolled back to his feet and returned fire, hitting the guard squarely. "Good shot," another team member said, breathing heavily. "Let's keep moving," Alex urged, leading them to a large door marked with glowing symbols. He had a feeling this was the control room. "This is it." They approached the door, weapons at the ready. Alex took a deep breath, knowing that whatever was on the other side could change everything. With a nod from his team, he pressed the button, and the door slid open with a hiss. Inside, the control room was filled with screens and blinking lights. Zarkon technicians worked furiously at their stations, unaware of the intruders. "We need to disable their weapon systems," Alex shouted. Before they could act, the Zarkon guards in the room turned, their eyes wide with surprise. "Intruders!" one of them shouted, reaching for a weapon. Alex and his team sprang into action. They fought hard, using everything they had learned in training. Each blow felt like a step closer to victory. The Zarkons were skilled fighters, but the humans and aliens fought with a fierce determination that surprised them. "Disable the systems!" Alex yelled amid the chaos, directing his team toward the control panels. Two of his teammates focused on subduing the guards while the others worked on the controls. One of the alien technicians was able to tap into the control systems. "I can shut down their weapons, but I need time," he said, his fingers flying over the panel. "Just hold them off!" Alex shouted back, reloading his weapon and preparing for another wave of Zarkon soldiers. With every second that passed, the fight grew more intense. The Zarkon soldiers were relentless, but Alex's team held their ground. They fought back with determination, knowing that they were fighting for their freedom. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the technician shouted, "I'm almost there! Just a few more seconds!" In that moment, the door burst open, and a new wave of Zarkon soldiers poured into the room. Alex felt his heart race as he and his team faced the oncoming tide. They were outnumbered, but they couldn't back down now. "Keep fighting!" Alex yelled, rallying his team. "We can do this!" As the battle raged, the technician made one final command, and the room filled with the sound of alarms. "Weapon systems disabled," he shouted. "We did it!" The room fell silent for a moment, and Alex felt a surge of hope. They had taken down the warship's defenses. Now it was time to help their allies outside. "Let's get out of here!" Alex shouted, leading his team back toward the exit. They moved quickly, determined to reach the battle outside. As they stepped out of the warship, they were met with a scene of chaos. The Alliance had gained the upper hand. The Zarkon forces were struggling, disoriented by the loss of their weapons. The air was filled with the sounds of battle, but for the first time, the Alliance felt they had the advantage. Alex and his team joined the fight, and together they pushed the Zarkons back. Each victory fueled their determination, and soon it became clear that they were on the brink of a major turning point. With every Zarkon they defeated, the morale of their allies soared. The Zarkons, once so confident, were beginning to falter. Alex felt a sense of pride wash over him as he fought alongside his friends, knowing they were making history together. Finally, as the last of the Zarkon soldiers retreated, a cheer erupted from the Alliance. They had done it. They had taken down the warship and pushed the Zarkons back, proving that together they could overcome any obstacle. As the dust began to settle, Zira found Alex among the crowd. Her eyes sparkled with excitement. "We did it! This is a victory we will never forget." Alex smiled, feeling a warmth spread through him. "This is just the beginning, Zira. Together we have shown that we are stronger than we ever imagined." As dawn broke over the battlefield, a new light filled the sky. It was a symbol of hope and unity for the Alliance. They had fought hard, and their victory would echo through the galaxy. A new dawn had arrived, and with it, the promise of peace and a brighter future for all races. In that moment, Alex realized that they were no longer just fighting for survival. They were fighting for a future where everyone could thrive together. The war had changed them, but it had also brought them together in ways they never thought possible. With renewed purpose, the Alliance looked forward, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They were united, stronger than ever, and determined to build a new era of peace and cooperation among the stars.